Hi Girijesh, hi Monali, how are you doing?
All well. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
Thank you. So yes, the blue dot, red dot is up. Nijo, you can start.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Global Visa Weekend 2022 powered by D365 Camps. It's our annual day and we hope you all are doing well and keeping safe. I'm Nijo Joseph, moderating this session with Vivek Patil. This session is presented by Girijesh and Monali. They will be talking about custom pages in model-driven apps. About our speakers, Girijesh is the senior architect at Copper Holdings Netherlands, and he's an active blogger, MCT, and active community contributor. Monali is a senior consultant at EPAM Systems in the Netherlands. She's also an active Power Platform community contributor and speaker. And before I hand over our sessions to Girijesh and Monali, I would like to mention that if you have any queries regarding the sessions or the topic they are being presented, please feel free to drop your message in the chat window. We will take them either during our Q&A session or any possible intervals during the session. So thank you again joining for the session, and we welcome Girijesh and Monali. Over to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Nija. Thanks for the kind words and introduction. Before starting, let me share my screen first, then we'll talk further. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So first of all, hello everyone, and I hope you all are doing very good. So today we are going to talk about how we can enrich our model-driven app by using custom pages. But before starting, I would extend my big thanks to D365 Champ community and as well as all the organizers for this event to give me this opportunity to speak in this forum. The next, a small introduction about me, myself, Girijesh. I'm working as a Power Platform lead, and Nijo said with a Netherlands-based company. Mainly, I'm taking care of designing, architecture, client deliveries, pre-sales activities. All these are my day-to-day routine. Apart from my day-to-day routine, I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer and used to deliver training into multiple geo. So that's a small detail about me. Over to you, Monali.
Thank you, Girijesh. So, hello everyone. Good evening. Hope you are having a nice weekend today. And I'm Monali Thadeshwar. I'm based out of Netherlands. So, as Nijo said, I'm working with the EPAM system as a senior consultant. So, I work with the Power Platform as well as Azure. And yeah, that's it. So, have a nice session, everyone. And Girijesh, over to you. Thank you.
Girijesh, I think you are on mute.
Sorry, I was talking to myself. So today we are going to talk about model-driven apps, Canvas app, and what are the basically a gap in terms of designing capability over the model-driven app, and how the custom page is going to fill that breach, how the custom page is enabling we as a developer to get a design capability of Canvas app into the model-driven app. Later that we'll see where we can use from where we can launch custom pages from our model-driven app. And going forward, we'll have a kind of a use case. It's a very small use case like what we are going to demonstrate in this session. And further that demo will take care about the Monali. She will take the forward the session and we'll talk about the limitations and known issue. And once we are done, we will open the floor for the question and answer. So that's all for today's agenda. Let's move forward. I hope we are going to have a good session today. Okay, let me move next. Okay, so before starting, model-driven app, we as a developer, we need to create a model-driven app. Then first we need a database model and that too Dataverse, because the backend for that model-driven app is a Dataverse. Okay, sorry, one thing, if I would call a model-driven app or maybe MDA interchangeably during the discussion. So in the database, all the components in terms of UI to look and feel like entity forms, views, dashboards that are already pre-built in. I mean to say it's already provided by the platform. And we as a developer, we are having a very limited capability in terms of doing customization over the look and feel because it's already pre-built. One thing like a platform supported to here, like a responsiveness of these forms, apart from the screen size, where we are going to render, that's already taken care by the Microsoft, which is very, very good. If we need to open any custom UI, like not from the standard component of this applications, then we as a developer, before the canvas, we used to get iframe, and inside iframe, we can just host our HTML page to showcase our data. But that's also you need a very, I would say, very, very good HTML skills to design that over styling and everything. On the other hand, we are having a canvas app where as a developer, we get a privilege to quickly create application, not only from the backend data was, we can use other third-party sources with the help of the power of connectors. That means what I think more than 500 plus connector available right now. So whatever the data that we can retrieve using these connectors, we can retrieve that data, and we can showcase over this Canvas app. In the Canvas app, as a developer, we get a privilege to design a pixel perfect design in terms of what screen layout we are going to design, in terms of styling, in terms of themes, everything can be controlled by the developer, and they are having a full leverage how they want to build it. But one side we are having a model driven app, and another side we are having Canvas app. So if we need a Canvas app capability into the designing capability in the model driven app, then we don't have. So before the custom pages, what exactly before launching our custom pages as a developer, if we need a kind of such design, so the one I talked that we can host web resources inside iframe, or maybe we can design a Canvas app and that we can embed inside a model driven app. So that's which application that we are going to use, and that is not, I think, can you please mute? Okay. So which application that we are going to use, that depend upon the various business factors, business needs. We are not going to discuss in much detail, but how we are going to breach the model driven app design capability and the Canvas design capability with the down the line. So that the new offering by the Microsoft. Let's move to next slide. Okay. So custom pages. The custom pages come in a public preview by somewhere July 2021, and this is the new page type that brings power of Canvas app to the model driven app. That means the one side we are having a fully designing control look over the look and feel, and on the other side, MDA side, we don't have so much. So the custom pages is the one offering by the Microsoft which breach the gap between the both apps. Custom pages we can use inside a model driven app, which come with the Canvas app design capability, and we can do whatever that we can do over the custom pages. Over the model Canvas app that we can do on the custom pages. So this is why I would say one of the good feature of the custom pages which Microsoft bring for us, we as a developer. Custom pages we can launch, or we can navigate from our model driven app by site navigation, app navigation menu, or maybe from the command bar. So that's another thing. Few things come in our mind, like if you are having already some Canvas app embedded into your model driven app, can you replace with the custom pages? Can you migrate your existing Canvas app into the custom pages? So to answer this specifically, no, because if I talk about the architecture wise, so architecture of custom pages is totally different from the Canvas app. So if you need to migrate your existing Canvas app, then you have to design your custom page, and then you can include into your model driven app. The next thing is custom pages responsive. So to answer this, like custom pages uses the responsive container which is provided by the platform. So whatever content that we are designing in the custom pages, that will become automatically responsive. So that means whatever the screen size that we are going to render these pages, that will adjust accordingly to the screen size. The next thing, like in a classic model driven app, we cater our changes from one environment to another environment by the solution container. So on the same pattern, we custom pages are the part of solution container. So if we need to our changes from one environment to other environment, then we can cater the changes by the solution container. The next thing, is there any limitations on how many pages that we can add in our model-driven app? So to answer this, as of now, there is no restriction on that because this is the part of model-driven app infrastructure. So whatever pages that needed for our business need, we can add it and we can design it. So no limit on that. And another beauty thing, there is no extra cost involved. If you want to add custom page in your model-driven app, as I said, it's a come with the model-driven app infrastructure. So you need not to pay anything extra. So it's a come with the free, whatever the amount that you have already paid for your model-driven app licenses. The security point of view, yes, it follows the model-driven app security architecture, but over a specific page, there are a few functions by which we can gauge whatever the logged in user have privilege. I mean to say whether the user has been delete privilege, edit privilege, write privilege, by which we can gauge. And based on that, we can disable or enable the add, edit, delete button for the logged in user. That we'll see down the line. What are the functions available to maintain the security of the custom security over the custom pages. Next, I think, okay. From the navigation point of view, from app side, app menu, we can directly edit. From the command button, we can just use the client navigation option that we'll see later in the slide, how we can pass navigation option parameter to open these pages in over the main form layout. So I think let's move further. That's all. So can you on this screen, the ones on the backend side, back side, we are having a model-driven app, and this is the front side. We are having a custom page. So over this page, we can have a very pixel perfect design, whatever that we want to show that we can control, and this can be launched from a command button. So just like this is a breach between these two apps by the designing capability. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so there are some samples how exactly these pages look, although we are going to cover all these in our demo session. So this is a full page, custom page that we can show like in a dashboard in the model-driven app that's come on a full page. On the same pattern, we can design a custom page as a full page. Here, this is come as a center dialog. Okay, one thing I'd like to highlight. On the out-of-box views, we can show only one entity data, right? But with the help of custom pages, we can show multiple table data in one page. Like, let me open an example if I can show you here. So this is a one page, right? I'm showing on here account record, and as well as on the second side, I am showing the contact record. Although we can we can place a button here, add, edit, delete, CRUD operation, whatever that we want to perform, that we can add on the same page. That's the beauty of the custom page. The next thing is this is the site dialog, the location change, and the next is this is a site pan. From we can showcase our data. Okay. One next thing like what data we can show over the custom pages. Like on the CRM view dashboard, we can show only the data was data, but on the custom pages, this come with the power of the canvas of power of connectors. So whatever data that we can retrieve, we can show over the custom pages. That's another beauty. That's another added advantage of using a custom page inside a model-driven app. Next, we talk about how we can add a custom page in our model-driven app. So there are two ways. First, although we are going to cover this in our demo, so we can just create custom page from the app navigation menu. We can just add a page, and from where we'll get this option, create a new page, or we can use a existing custom page. So if we select the second option, there will a list will be populated down the below, and from we get a liberty to select the which page we need to add in our app. And the second approach, like we can go to our solution, and from solution we can just click on the new app and navigate to the page. And if we click on the page, then we're going to get the same option here to add the pages here. Let's move further. Okay, navigation, like I already talked about. To navigate this, we can navigate pages from the app navigation menu bar or maybe from the command button. Again, we can navigate custom pages from one custom page to another custom page. That is also possible, but for that we need to allow multiple screens from the page setting. But although it's not recommended to use a multiple screen, because the navigation may you lost. Suppose you are going from one page to another custom page or another custom page, then you won't be able to back automatically. That may be the issue with the current in the current state with the custom pages. But if you're using a one custom page, then the navigation works fine. Let me show you one more thing. If I go here, case gallery, and if I click a new button here, this will jump to a new case form. And if I click here from back, I will again back to the screen. On the same pattern, if I need to edit this, then I'll the CRM entity form open edit mode. We can do the changes. And if I click on the back, it will again back to the screen. So that's how the navigation work. Okay. This is a one important aspect of the security in the custom pages. So just to show you, here I'm having a new button, but the logged in user doesn't have a privilege to create a new record here. So CRM security doesn't work on this level. So what there are two functions available, right? By which we can, I think I'll cover it later. Okay, so this is security like we can retrieve the read level permission, edit, delete permission from here. So if the logged in user doesn't have a create privilege, then we can just determine and we can disable this create button from here. So user cannot create. On the same pattern, if the user doesn't have edit access, then we can disable the edit option also here. And if the user doesn't have if we don't want to show the logged in user a specific column value, column record, that we can also control with these functions. So by this way, we are maintaining a security feature over the custom pages, and that inherit from the model-driven app security architecture. Now I'm going back to my previous slide. From the navigation point of view, like I talked, from the app navigation, you can just add the page and we will get a direct link like this. These are the direct link. When you add, you will get it. But if you want to launch it from a ribbon button from here or from here, then you need to write a client API options. You need to define the navigation option. You need to define target, position, width, height, title, everything. That's a beauty. Whatever that you want to select location, whatever the size that you can control from the navigation option. And these are come with the, I would say, out of box. So that's why we can open custom pages by a client navigation APIs. I think next we are going to talk about the design support. So from the control point of view, not all control of the Canvas app are supported here, but the limited set of control supported like a label, text box, date picker, button, combo, all these control are available here. Let me put a link in the chat window so that the audience can have a look here. What are the controls are supported here in the Canvas app? Classic control, I mean to say the control that we use on the CRM entity form that also can be enabled over the custom pages. But yeah, the objective of the custom page to make it funky. So I don't think so. Majority of people are going to use the classic control over the custom pages. Again, they support a low code and the pro code. Pro code, I mean to say the PCF control that also supported over the custom pages. If you want to design your own control, and that platform give you privilege to use that control over these pages. Horizontal wrapping, vertical wrapping, these are the capability come with the Canvas app offering. And the another beauty like the tab navigation. If I talk about on the CRM entity form, we can define the tab sequence like what if I click on the keyboard key tab button. So what the sequence of flow that we can also manage over the custom pages. So that's a design support come over here. And next thing I think we are going to security. We have already talked. Okay, so to keep the time constraint in mind, we just designed a page which contain the case listed, and that's showing all the cases in one go over the main form. And the same page we will open from in the shape of the dialog. So I'll ask Monali to just share screen and take the demo further.
Thank you, Girijesh.
I'm stopping my screen. Over to you.
Thank you, Girijesh. Thank you for the overview on the custom pages. I'll be sharing my screen. I hope you guys can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so sorry. I need to share it again, I guess. Yeah. All right. So for today's demo, I'm going to showcase a list of cases inside a vertical gallery. And I'm also going to show some navigation options for creating the new record as well as going to the edit form. And I will also be editing the command bar to show this custom page as a center dialog and inside the side panel as well. All right. So I'll be quickly moving to my Power Apps environment. So as you can see over here, I'm inside the model-driven app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new page. So once I click the add a page button, you will get the options. Select the custom page over here. And I'm getting two options like creating a new custom page and also getting an option to use an existing page. I don't have any custom pages in my current environment, so there are no options provided here. Now I'm going to name my custom page as like demo, adding it. All right, so once I create the page, I will be navigated into the Canvas application designer. All right, so we have a blank canvas over here, and this looks like similar like a Canvas application designer. All right, so we have one screen by default, that is the main screen. So I'll just name as main screen. Now inside the Canvas, inside the custom pages, you can get many different layouts. So here are the types of layouts available. You can add it into your screen. So like today, I'm going to use the horizontal and horizontal container, like horizontal and vertical container. It's a kind of binds your item into a single unit. So the horizontal and vertical container are responsible for the responsive layout into the custom pages. And so I'm going to add like horizontal container. So if you see this image of horizontal and vertical container, it might confuse you. So what happens with the horizontal container? The horizontal container will place your pieces side by side, while the vertical container will stack the controls on top of each other. So this is my container here. Oops, let me just. All right. So I'm going to rename this container as a main container. And now to align this with my main screen, I'm just going to change some of the properties. So firstly, I'm going to set the y-axis to 0. So if you can see, the x-axis has been aligned with my parent screen, the y-axis. So after updating the y-axis, you can see like my container is totally aligned. Okay, now I'll just change the height and width property to let it occupy the full screen. So like you can put hard-coded value over here, or maybe you can use some formulas. Like I'm going to use parent dot height, and for the width I'm going to use parent dot width. All right, so we have the main container ready over here. Now the next thing I'm going to use, I'm going to add a header inside my container. So I'm going to add another layout. It would be a horizontal container. Now, as you can see, the horizontal container has occupied all of the space inside the main container. So we will turn the flexible height property off, and we will give some value to the height thing. I'll give it as 60. So I guess the height of the header is good enough. Now I want to change the color. So I'll just click this fill icon and give the color. Now I want to display some text on my header. So the next thing is I'm going to use the label control for it. So I'm just going to rename these items to avoid the confusions later. So just header. Now this is my label. Now, if you can see the label, it's not properly aligned and it's not occupying the right height. So you can just go to align in container property and stretch it. So it would occupy the full height property. And I want the alignment in the center. And I'm going to give the label some text. So I'm putting it as customer desk. Now I need to change some font property and some look and feel for the header. So I'll make the font like I want to choose Arial. I want to increase my font size. Like when you increase the font size into the custom pages, you need to be careful because sometimes if you select if you select font size as 17 or 20, it would look very large when you go to your actual model driven environment. So I will just put it as 12.5 right now, and we'll change the font weight to bold. The next thing I'm going to do is I need to change my font color. So I'll put it as white, yeah. And I want my control to have flexible width. So I'll put the flexible width property so that it's aligned into the center by default. All right, so we have our header ready. So after the header, now what I want to do is I want to add some data source to my screen. So for adding a data source, you have the options for vertical, horizontal gallery. So they are available. So firstly, the first thing I would do is I would just insert another container over here. Would be a horizontal container. And I'm going to insert a vertical gallery inside this container. Before that, I'll just rename it as gallery. Gallery container. Now inside the gallery container, I'll insert my vertical gallery. So as you can see, the moment I inserted a vertical gallery, I got an option to select the data sources. So your data sources can be your tables from the Dataverse, as well as you can add some external connectors like Office 365 connectors to show SharePoint list, or something like social media connectors, like you can use Twitter connector to show some Twitter posts or something like that. But for the demo today, I'm just going to use the cases from my Dataverse environment. All right, so as you can see, we have the cases here. So it's right now it's showing the case title and the case number. So, and there is one image as well. Now in the vertical gallery, you have the option to select layouts. So here are the default layouts here. Like if you don't want to use any of the layouts from here, then you can also use the blank flexible or horizontal or vertical gallery over here from here, and you can just design your own layouts from there. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to use another layout that is called title, subtitle, and body. All right, so as you can see, we have got the title, subtitle, and in the body thing, it's showing the created on date. So I'm just going to stretch this a bit to adjust the height and width of the control. All right, it's occupying the full screen now. I'll just rename this controls as well. Now my body, it's showing the created on date of the case. So I'll name it as created on. The subtitle label is showing the case number. So we'll put it as case number property. And the title, it's showing the case title. So we will just put it as title. As you can see, my data, it's ready. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, like you can see, like we have a lot of blank space here. So I'm going to utilize that space and change the wrap count. So you can change the wrap count from here. If you put the wrap count as 3, it will show 3 different rows over here. I don't want to highlight, don't want to hard code this because I want to make this page responsive. So what you can do is you can select the wrap property from here. And the wrap property, like you can write a formula, like it should be according to your main screen size. So I'll just put it as main screen size. Okay, so by default, it's taking 4 items now, 4 rows right now. I'll save the app. All right. Okay, it's taking some time to save, I guess. Let's try and preview this thing. So as you can see, my gallery is here. Now I'll just increase the height and width of this browser thing here, just to show the responsiveness of this page. So as you can see, if I change the screen size, like here, it will change the number of rows it is displaying. All right. So now I'll go back to editing, and we will move on with the navigation. So next thing I want to do is, like, when I click an item here, okay, all right, like before going to navigation, we can just check how to change the look and feel of the styles. So I'll just edit some of the items in the tile here. Like if you can see the case number, it's just stuck with the case title there. So I'll just put it somewhere like it looks in the middle. So I'll just select the case number and drag it a bit down to use the space and make it look good. Now I will also show you like how to change the alignment of the labels there. So you can just simply go click the control and just go to the alignment property to change the alignment of it. Also, like I want to give some border to each rectangle, like each tile. So I can go to the rectangle property and you can just increase the border width Like I can give it 1 right now, and you can change the color of the border as well. So I want to give it very light blue thing. Okay. So yeah, we have the case gallery. Like it looks good now. So the next thing I can do is like I can just enable the click. Like on item click, I want to navigate to the edit form. So we will change the property. So on we need to go to the on select property of this control. So on select, I want to navigate. Okay, we have entered the formula here. The next thing is I want to add the create button here as well. So inside the header, I will add additional icon. So from the icon, I'll select add. The icon is here. It's not visible, so we will change the color of it. Yes, it's there now. I'll stretch it. Okay. Now on click of it, if I want to navigate to the create case form, I need to enter a PowerFX formula for that as well. So I will enter the formula. Like we have a navigate function. Inside the navigate function, you have to write false and the name of the table for which you want to enable the creation. So for me, it's cases. So I have done that. All right. So I'll again save the page. I publish this version. So once you have published the custom page, you also need to publish your model driven app. So I'll publish it. All right. It's taking a while. Okay, we will play the app in the next window. The app is here, and here is the new link added for my page. So here, as you can see, we have the customer desk app. Now, if I select any item, it should navigate us to the form. Okay, it's not doing it.
Monali, sorry to
Yeah.
interject in between. We can see your only this page. Okay, now it's loaded. Thank you.
I'll just refresh it a bit. Okay, this command is not working. We will need to check it, but on the ad, it's navigating to the correct form. So let's check why it's not going to the edit form. Okay, the formula is there. Just a second. Yeah, it should have come, but I'll just again try to publish this thing. Okay, it's not working for now. Let's move ahead. Sorry. Okay, so next thing I wanted to show you is editing the command bar. I think we will check this at last. All right, so for the command bar, you need to, like, the command bar is nothing. It's like a old ribbon workbench like we used to work with to add the buttons on the grid or maybe on the form or subgrids, and we can just run the JavaScript on click of that button in the behind. So the same thing I'm going to do today to display this same page as a dialog and as well as a side panel. All right, so I'll go to the model driven app again. Let me just exit this page. All right, so this is my model driven app. Now here I am getting the option to edit the command bar. Now here, once you go to the command bar editing, you get this 4 different options. So you can place the command on your grid, maybe on your form or subgrid or some associated views. But I want to put my command buttons on my main grid. So I'll select the main grid thing. And here I'm going to add a new command. So on click of the new button over here, you can just add a new command. Now I want to add a JavaScript thing. So here you get the option, like if you want to run some PowerFX command on click of this button, you should select the run formula option, or otherwise you can select the run JavaScript option over here. So I'm going to give a button a name, enter dialog. So this button I'm going to use to open the dialog in the center. Now you can select some icons as well. So I'll just select some icon. Like I will select this activate icon. So it's showing the icon besides the button. And now I also need to add a JavaScript library. So it's JavaScript library is like similar to adding a web resource, like how you upload the web resource. So I'll just add a library. Let me check if I already have one. It's not there. Okay, I'll just add a new web resource. All right. I'll give a explaining to web resource. Once I upload this, I will show you the content of this web resource. And we'll save and publish this. So inside the web resource which I uploaded, I have 2 different functions here, like as you can see. So I have first function to open the center dialog, like I have named it as open in center, and I have provided the navigation options, the navigation values to open it in the center. And here in the page input, I'm passing the parameter, like this will be our app name. So I have to update this app name because I have created a new app. So I'll go to I'll just open this inside a new window. I'll just leave this. So if you see my custom page here, this is my custom page. So the app name, app name should be this, like new underscore. I'll just edit it. We'll just verify if my name is correct. So I'll update the same name in my site panel function as well. All right, and I'll save this and we'll update the web resource again. Now you can search for the web resource because I had already uploaded it. So here it is. I just want to edit the version of it. So I'll again choose the same file and we'll save and publish it again. I also need to copy this function name and place it over here. Okay, so you just have to type the function name over there. Now, if you, in case you want to add some parameters and pass it to your custom page, like some record ID or something, then you can add a parameter from here. You can just select the type of the parameter you are going to pass. You can also pass multiple record IDs as a parameter like. So I don't need any parameters for my custom page, so I'm not adding any, and I'll just save and publish this. Now I'll publish my model-driven app as well.
Monali, just as a time check, we have 10 more minutes for the session.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so I have the button called center dialog here. Once I click it, you can see the dialog has opened on the center of my screen over here. So the same way we will add another button for the side panel as well. And now I just have to go and, oh, sorry, select the correct library. And add the function name. So function name for my site opening the site panel was this one. And we'll save and publish. All right, I'll play the app. Sorry, I need to publish the model-driven app as well. Okay, we have got the button called open site panel without any icons here. Okay, it's not working out. Let me check. I misspelled it. I'll just update the web resource again. Come on. Oh God, it's not opening up. All right, it's there. Let me just refresh the cache. All right. As you can see, the side panel is open with a single record displaying the cases here. Okay, so this was the part of the demo for today. Now, before going forward and moving on to Q&A session, I just want to explain some of the limitations and issues about the model about the custom pages with model-driven apps. So I'll again go to my site deck, and inside it, yeah. So we have some of the limitations and issues over here. Like the first one is, as you can see, it's publishing the custom page issue. So during the demo, you must have noticed that every time I used to make changes inside my custom page, I used to go and publish my model-driven app as well. Because if you modify your custom page, there is no communication between between the model-driven app and the custom page application. Like it doesn't notify the model-driven app that the custom page was updated and it should get the latest version. So if you don't publish a model-driven, like it might happen that you might not see the latest changes you have made with the custom page. So that is one of the issue which I faced during preparing this demo, and I have listed it down. The next thing is format from user settings are not applied. So generally with D365, like we are allowed to specify the formats in the user settings for date, maybe numbers, or the time, the currency, and everything. So these settings or formats are not supported by custom pages. The third thing is, like whenever you are working with the custom pages and when you have the custom page in your model-driven app, it is necessary that you have your browser cookies enabled for better performance. Like browser cookies enabled are required by the Canvas app runtime. So you must have it enabled for the performance, or you might face some issues with it. The third thing is, so for the model-driven apps, like if you want to use model-driven app, you can enable some of the entities for the offline support, but there is no such option provided with the custom pages as of now. So the offline support for the custom pages is not supported. All right. Thank you, everyone. Like I am done with the demo and the issues. So you can start posting your questions inside the chat, or you can just chat. You can just send us the question as well later on. So I would like to thank everyone for your patience and spending your precious weekend time for attending this session. So I would like to thank everyone and also the organizers and team. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Goodbye.
Thank you, Monali and Girijesh. Audience, do you have any questions? Please feel free to drop in the chat. You can ask any questions about the session.
There are no questions except just a wow moment. Appreciations to the speakers. So Girijesh, it is not because this is the last session of the day. The people are very much enthusiastic, and also they learned a lot from this session as well, because these custom pages, everything, right? People are not aware of that much, but you did along with Monali a great good session, which we have to use it at certain point of scenarios. So both the power pages in the same way here, now the custom pages. That's what I said in the earlier discussion in the chat window. Somebody asked about the custom pages integration with model driven app. I said, wait for your session. Yes. What do you, Niju?
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We really appreciate your presence, especially for those who have been with us for the whole day. We had a great learning session today. We hope that you all are taking away some great and powerful learning from the sessions today. Thank you, Girijesh and Monali, for your amazing session, and especially on this particular topic, and sharing your knowledge with us. We hope to collaborate more and expect you to share your knowledge with us more in upcoming events. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let me stop.
Thank you, Monali. And
Have a great weekend.
thank you,
guys.
Monali and Girish.
Thank you.
Thank you, Monali and Girish, for wonderful session, and all the other champs for the organization today.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Dipesh.
Girish.
Thank you.
Let me stop recording.